like yesterday, but it was long ago. Jane, it was lovely, she was the queen of my night. There in the darkness with the radio playing low and the secrets that we shared.
One of the most inspiring things about Coach Ward for me was the fact that he was able to go out and participate with us and to run right alongside of everyone that he asked to go out and do those mileage. I remember numerous times of getting on the school bus, and as we left the school for a workout, Coach would tell all the athletes to keep track of the way we were leaving the school, because that was the way we were required to come back. And the varsity athletes, we'd sit in the back and we would cringe as the bus went mile after mile after mile. And Coach was standing up at the front with the school bus driver watching the odometer, so he'd know how far he'd want us to go. And after what seemed like eternity, the bus would stop, the door would open, and he'd yell "Varsity boys," and we headed out and headed back. But knowing that Coach Ward was getting off the bus as well, and he would be running back as well, was a huge inspiration for all of us. He never asked us to do anything that he wouldn't do himself, and it was a huge inspiration. Coach, I'm excited for you. I'm grateful that you're able to have this honor tonight, and that you're able to be part of a great organization with the Idaho Athletic Association. Thank you so much to all the years and effort you've put into our lives to help us to become the men and women that your former athletes have become. Again, congratulations, and thank you, Coach.
I was living to run and running to live, never worried about paying or even how much I owe. Moving 8 miles a minute for months at a time, breaking all of the rules that would bend. I began to find myself searching for shelter again and again.
What I've learned from Coach Ward, everything. To be specific, I would go with modesty. Coach is the most humble man I know. I challenge you to give him a compliment and count the seconds before he redirects that to a friend, colleague, fellow coach. What I've learned from Coach Gary Ward: commitment to excellence. Always be the very best you can be. I know he's taught that to many athletes. I've learned that from him in conversation, but more importantly, I've learned that from him in action. The way he lives his life, the way he treats people, the effort he puts into everything he does. If you were fortunate enough, they would invite you to buy you a drink at the drinking fountain that was about 10 steps away. And on that 10-step walk, you would probably learn a little bit something from him, always sharing wisdom and always sharing kindness.
Against the wind. See the young man run against the wind. Watch a young man run against the wind. Watch a young man running against the wind. I'll be running.
I call him Coach just because he's always been Coach to me, and I look back at the years when he coached me in high school as a cross-country runner, and I think about the influence he had on my life, and all the hard work, that ethic I learned from him, and all the discipline and all the things that he taught us. And I think it's fun to think about those things, and I think about what I do with myself as a coach and how I've learned so much from him. And honestly, what we do at Timberlake is very similar to what I learned from Coach at Valley View. To this day, my own children, who are 18 and 21, call him Coach. My wife calls him Coach, and they wouldn't have known him in high school when I was in high school. So it tells you the kind of influence the man has had in my life, and honestly, why I do what I do today is by and large because of Coach Ward. So he's unbelievably deserving of this nomination, and congratulations, Coach, to your induction. I'm so proud of you, and look forward to sharing this night with you.
I think the thing I found most satisfying about working with young people was their enthusiasm, their energy. They just seemed to make things fun. The best advice I could give a young educator who's just starting out is to get involved in other activities besides teaching. There's a lot more to education than being a classroom teacher. And if you can get involved in, it doesn't have to be sports, but any activity that helps young people develop and become better citizens, I think that's very important for a young educator.